As the sun sets on the Miami coastline, the stars come out to play. They don't sleep, but they still dream.
But it looks like they will have their chance at revenge against the Smoke.
They dream of making history. They dream of conquering and winning a coveted championship.
The Philly Smoke advance to MEGABRAWL 4.
Tonight, the Philadelphia Smoke continue their historic season and head into MEGABRAWL undefeated, dominating anyone who stands in their way.
Oh, what a big right hand!
The Miami Assassins are trying to make their own mark on history, turning a dismal season last year into one of greatness this year.
Ground. And he's loaded up on that left hand. Oh, there's that big left.
The stars shine bright tonight, all hoping to hoist a trophy that can be taken by no one. MEGABRAWL 4 starts now on Team Boxing League, where tonight, every round is truly the last round.
We welcome you to Fight Night in South Florida. And not long now until the action begins. Fighters entering the arena, the War Memorial Auditorium in Fort Lauderdale for MEGABRAWL 4 at the Philadelphia Smoke and the Miami Assassins, the top two seeds in the TBL postseason, vie for the title here in the 2026 Team Boxing League season. 1 versus 2, like we mentioned, and for Philadelphia, a chance at a perfect season on the line here tonight. We welcome you inside our TBL studios for MEGABRAWL 4, along with the Hall of Famer Al Bernstein. I'm Justin Shackles. So perfection on the line for Philadelphia, and with Miami, their top shelf fighters have brought them to this point this season. We know that, but in order to capture their first MEGABRAWL and obviously spoil a perfect season for Philly, feels like some role players, role fighters will need to make their mark before the night's over.
Yeah, certainly Miami is going to expect big things from its top point producers, people like Samantha Guinness and Osdil Napolis. But there is that group just underneath them that might not have the gaudy numbers in terms of point production, but are very important to get the right outcome this evening. And one of them is Esteri Suero, whose 8 wins include some timely victories with flashes of that power as part of the equation. He's facing a big challenge tonight, battling a foe he's never beaten in 3 tries. And tall, rangy welterweight Darius Jackson has authored 9 wins, none bigger than his victory in the semifinals over Vegas star Darian Castro. He's never had a losing season in his 4 TBL campaigns, and he would like to top it all off with a MEGABRAWL victory. And getting a title is exactly why Miami brought in heavyweight power puncher Luis Ortiz in the middle of this season. And he has responded with 5 wins, 3 by KO. He has 2 playoff wins, with the biggest over top Vegas heavyweight Hyrek Ruiz. Ortiz showed off his power en route to a 2-point win, and he's hoping to bring the thunder again here tonight. For Philadelphia, the top 3 women boxers are undefeated in the playoffs, and they've produced 13 points. 21-year-old Lysandra Contreras is on an 11-fight win streak in her debut TBL season, and she's used relentless pressure to grind her opponents down and get win after win during this season. And TBL legend in the making, Stacia Shuttles, gets her wins like this with power. Here, the demolition of former world champ Erica Farias in the semifinals. One of 4 stoppage wins this season. It's given the Smoke plenty to cheer about, and they are hoping one more power burst will lead them to a MEGABRAWL title.
Yeah, you have the feeling that the women's boxing rounds here are going to play a heavy influence in the final outcome, and it's certainly playing an influence on our rounds to watch as we begin with the launch round phase. The first 8 rounds where we have our eyes on round number 3, Samantha Ginithan, who you mentioned for Miami, Shaquilla Ellis. You have a most improved fighter candidate going up against one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in this league.
Yeah, this is a fascinating matchup between the two women. They have 27 wins this season. They have never faced each other. And they are two fighters that I think everybody wants to see in terms of a style matchup. And Ginithan, for instance, has produced 6 points in these playoffs. So she's been a big performer, and so has Ellis.
They had 2 126-pounders starting off the action in the launch rounds in round number 3. Let's go out to War Memorial Coliseum in South Florida. The other members of our broadcast crew, it's Sofia Gutierrez, Gina Lucille. Sofia covering the Miami Assassins, Gina with the Philadelphia Smoke. And Gina, I understand you caught up with Smoke head coach Bob Kane, where only 24 rounds is in front of him in terms of achieving a perfect season for his team.
Yes, guys, we are live here at MEGABRAWL 4, and look, it is absolutely electric. These teams are ready to sling these fists around here. Sophia, we're so excited to get to going. But look, these teams have not only just grown in the ring here, they're growing outside the ring, throwing some jokes around, and we're going to catch up with Bob Kane so you can see what he has to say.
Because Philly's Philly. It's not like we're pulling. I mean, sometimes you get replacements, but we're all in the gym together. It's not like we're all from different states and from all over the place. They're the home gym in Philly.
What do you want to tell Miami Assassins tonight?
Miami who?
Well, the Miami Assassins are definitely ready to show the Philadelphia Smoke and Coach Bob Kane who the Miami Assassins really are. I was able to catch up with Coach Herman Caicedo and talked about the journey that his fighters have been on from the beginning of the season and everything that they've had to go to get to where they are now. Check out what he had to say.
You know, the camaraderie, the commitment to stay the course throughout the whole season. It's difficult to fight, 11 fights over a course of 4 or 5 months, sometimes week to week, and if you get lucky, you get a few weeks in between the fights. But it's still a very consistent schedule, so that's, I guess, the most difficult part. And some teams can fall apart there, where fighters just get either a little bit bored or tired of travel or, tired of training. And so the hard part is just keeping them all in unison, keeping them all together, one goal, fight by fight. So, yeah, that's impressive.
Hands down, we have 2 great coaches who have led 2 amazing teams. We have the #1 seed who is going to be facing the #2 seed here in Miami, Florida. And best believe we are guaranteed some fireworks tonight.
Sophia, Gina, thanks so much. I'm still locked in on Bob Kane deadpan to the camera at the end. The man, he knows compelling TV. And speaking of compelling TV, we have it for you with MEGABRAWL 4 coming up in a matter of moments. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, fighter introductions and then the launch rounds. The unbeaten Philadelphia Smoke taking on the Miami Assassins in MEGABRAWL 4, the TBL title in 2026 on the line next. Team Boxing League is brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com. Use code TEAM and start today. Mega Brawl 4 coming up. TBO Bella is on hand. Chloe and Erica, great to have them inside the arena as Philadelphia and Miami get going here for the Team Boxing League Championship. Without further ado, let's meet the fighters. We go inside the ring with the birthday boy. A big happy birthday to Ray Flores.
Welcome to the next chapter of high-impact, non-stop action. This is Team Boxing League, where every round is the last round, and every fighter leaves it all inside the ring. Each moment of TBL season airs live on MSG Networks, Envoy TV with Spanish language coverage available on Estrella TV. Welcome to the War Memorial Auditorium here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, as Team Boxing League presents Mega Brawl 4 between the #2 seed Miami Assassins and the #1 seed Philadelphia Smoke. Tonight's event is being overseen by the Florida Athletic Commission. Executive Director Tim Shipman. Our referees in charge of the action all evening long are Sam Burgos, Alicia Collins, and Tyrone Parker. And a big thank you to our fine sponsors, Climax Moonshine, Fire number 32, Balance of Nature, Serenity Springs Recovery Center, and HotelPlanner.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, let's get this party started. Let's welcome the #2 seed, Miami Assassins. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Miami Assassins is Herman Caicedo. Here is the starting lineup for Miami, former WBA interim heavyweight champion and two-time world heavyweight title challenger, heavyweight Luis King Kong Ortiz. Heavyweight Nestor Santana. Cruiserweight Luis Portuondo. Light heavyweight Isaac Carbonell. Super middleweight Yusmel, the Magician Ruiz. Middleweight Giovanni El Rayo Estela. Super welterweight Yoelis Molina. Welterweight Haitian Olympian Darius the Hall Jackson. Welterweight it's Duty the Puma Suero. Super lightweight Florencia Britos. Lightweight the hard-hitting Yustiela Napoles. 2012 Olympian and WBA IBO featherweight champion, lightweight Claudio the Matrix Moreno. Featherweight Julia Gallegos. Featherweight Samantha Guinathan.
Respeto para ser respetado. Ustedes son mis nietos, todos les criados. Ya estate quieto para no hacer peado. Y para cállate, eso no viene al caso. Sos el típico amiga.
Featherweight Victor Abreu.
Échate con cocotazo. Te confundiste, creo. Te equivocaste. Te la comiste.
And bantamweight Haineti Tuitupo.
Para sacarle los empates.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the starting lineup for the Miami Assassins. And now, presenting the #1 seed, the undefeated Philadelphia Smoke. The head coach of the Philly Smoke, renowned trainer, Bob Kane. New York Golden Gloves champion, heavyweight Concha, Don't Blink, Nathan. Two-time National Golden Gloves champion, heavyweight Eric Too Easy Ross. Multi-time USA National Champion and former Team USA member, Cruiserweight, the Great Money Powell. Former USBA, NABO, and NABF champion, light heavyweight Jesse Hardwork Hartz. Welterweight Diane, the Cuban Sniper de Pestre. Middleweight Steve Tugboat Cunningham Jr. Multi-time national champion and U.S. Olympic trialist, super welterweight Jason the Don Moreno. Welterweight Hendry Bazooka Cedeno. Welterweight Isaiah Killer Duke Johnson. Multi-time national champion, Team USA member, and Olympic trialist, super lightweight, a superstar, Deja the Natural Soodles. Former WBC Silver USA Super Lightweight Champion, Lightweight Nahir Woo Albright. Lightweight Francisco Cisco Kid Rodriguez. Multi-time national champion and 2020 United States Olympian, featherweight Shaquilla Ellis. Honduran national team member, featherweight Maria Antunes. Featherweight Leandric Josh Johnson. And silver medalist at the national championships, bantamweight Lizandra Contreras. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the starting lineup for the #1 seed, Philadelphia Smoke. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you all please rise if you're able to as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem being performed tonight by pop rock recording artist from Nashville, Mystique Niles.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, and for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave, and for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Mystique Niles with the singing of our national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to begin the Mega Brawl launch rounds between the Philly Smoke and Miami Assassins. Round 1 at bantamweight. For Miami, Haineti Tuitupo. Philly, Lizandra Contreras.
Tuitupo and Contreras in the ring as we are getting set to go in Mega Brawl 4, and we will see these two fighters for 2 rounds tonight. They will start it off and then meet again in the money round portion, scheduled for the 19th round. Philadelphia and Miami, the Assassins in the silver fight kit, the Smoke, the top seed and undefeated Philadelphia Smoke in the purple fight kit as we get going from South Florida. Justin Shackle with Al Bernstein, Sofia Gutierrez, Gina Lucille with you as Mega Brawl 4 has begun. And the Team Boxing League Championship on the line here to close out the 2026 season.
This is a really good matchup. It's Tuitupo who performed with Atlanta against Contreras, who you see her point total. Contreras has won 11 straight fights. And Tuitupo, who was a good leadoff fighter for Atlanta, action style, and so does Contreras.
The thing about Contreras, who turned 22 just last month, she's a bona fide Rookie of the Year candidate in this league. It feels like she's getting stronger as the weeks go by.
Yeah, so you've seen continued development with her. And you could say the same thing about Tuatupu, really, but Contreras has been a dominant force.
Philadelphia beat San Antonio in the semifinals last weekend, 26-8. They established a new season high in points. They limited their opponents to single-digit points, and it was started with Lysandra Contreras pocketing the first point of the night, taking it away from Julie Rodriguez with a terrific adjustment that she made within the round, switching her stance.
And in this round, you know, the aggression of Tuatupu, nice right hand by Contreras, actually bothered Contreras a little bit at the beginning of this round. She's gaining her footing a little bit now.
She got caught with the right hand from Tuatupu. A little more than halfway through the round. And we'll see if adjustments can be made here from Lysandra. And there's a two-punch combo from Contreras, and he comes back with another two-punch flurry. So Lysandra Contreras trying to figure out her way here against Tuatupu, who answers back with the right hand. And now they are launching some shots here toward the middle of the ring.
They both have good right hands. Contreras delivers her a little wider than Tuatupu does, but she gets it in with lots of power.
Right hand landing from Contreras. Maybe the best land of the round so far. Tuatupu, a tough Tongan bantamweight. 29-year-old TBL rookie. Again, Contreras in her early 20s. Al mentioned it, 11-1 season so far. And she is a product of Team Boxing League's inaugural combine that took place this past winter. What happened? Philadelphia found a table setter early on in these fights throughout the season.
And we saw briefly now switching to lefty, which you alluded to that she did before, and it was effective for her, and she does it in this one right toward the end of the round.
Good action to start off Mega Brawl 4 as Contreras let the hands go. Tuatupu had several responses. We'll see how the judges viewed this one.
That was a spirited round with Tuatupu early getting on the board with some really good aggression, and then the right hand started to rein in like that one from Contreras, and that maybe helped her turn this round around a little bit, even though Tuatupu also got her share of right hands in as well. And the lefty switch right at the end of the round produced a straight left hand for Contreras, and another right by Tuatupu. So that's the way this round went.
TBL fans, the winner of round one by way of unanimous decision. From Miami, Aineti Tuatupu. Round two is brought to you by Climax Moonshine, buyer number 32, known to bring the heat. At featherweight, Miami, Victor Abreu. Billy George Johnson.
So Tuatupu picks off Contreras in Miami, takes the first round, and now we go up to featherweight. 126 pounds, Victor Abreu. Josh Johnson, who made a name for himself, especially this season, as part of the Nashville Smash, joining Philadelphia here in Mega Brawl 4.
And that's the first loss for the top three women in the playoffs. Antunes has lost, but among Soto, Ellis, and Contreras, none of them have lost in the playoffs until that moment.
Victor Abreu has a chance to lock in his 30th career TBL win if he picks up a victory here. Johnson, meanwhile, 18-12 all time, went 9-3 in the regular season. He's pretty much taken the spot of Rasheem Brown, who is unavailable here for Philadelphia tonight. He has been a lighter weight stalwart for this Smoke squad.
Yeah, Brown has 44 wins in his career as in TBL, and Johnson, who came over here from Nashville for this Mega Brawl, he and Abreu 4-4 against each other in their career. They have a good history going against each other. They're split 8 fights.
They'll see each other later on in money rounds in round 22. Johnson not appreciating Abreu holding on there. Abreu gets in a left hand behind the right glove of Josh Johnson.
I should say they've split 4 fights between them.
Yes, so 2 and 2.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia coming in again to the championship event 10-0, including a win over Miami, which took place back on May 17th. They beat the Assassins 20-14. That is one of the closest matches that they've had here in 2026.
Johnson and Abreu are a really interesting matchup because a little edge in hand speed maybe to Johnson, but maybe an edge in Abreu in terms of the pressure and maybe a little bit the power.
For a fighter like Josh Johnson, you're stepping in at this moment in the season. It's almost like, hey, I just don't want to mess anything up here.
Yeah, he knows he's filling some big shoes as well, but he's a good fighter. And as you pointed out, with those 9 wins this year, he's had a good season, as has Abreu.
Johnson gets out of the way of an overhand right attempt from Victor Abreu. Johnson trying to approach the body as the seconds wind down in round number 2. And now the fighter's going for broke here. They have another round later on in the evening, but here they're trying to leave it all in the launch round phase as the bell sounds.
Well, I said it about the first round. I could repeat it here. That was a spirited round of boxing. And both men, especially in the last 30 seconds of that round, really going after it. And each man got some things done offensively. Johnson pursuing against Abreu, who likes to be a counterpuncher. And that was toward the end of the round. But earlier on, they had this heated exchange. Both men winging overhand rights. And good round.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 2 by way of unanimous decision. From Philly, Josh Johnson. Round 3 at featherweight, Miami, Samantha Ginnethan. Philly, Shaquilla Ellis.
So Philly and Miami splitting the first 2 rounds. Now an intriguing matchup, our round to watch. Here in round number 3, Shaquilla Ellis, who you see on your screen, a career 31-2 fighter in Team Boxing League, taking on Samantha Ginnethan, who has had a terrific 2026 campaign, 11-2 on the year. And Ellis entering the finals off a win over Azariah Cottrell of San Antonio in the semis, and is the lone fighter who has picked Ellis off in this league.
Yeah, she avenged that loss to Cottrell, and you see her, both these women, terrific point producers during the course of this season. And, you know, Ginnethan coming down to 126 for this season, that's what made the difference, and she's had her, as you pointed out, her best season in the TBL.
We've seen her do it in a number of ways, using some power. There, little gamesmanship, trying to steal some points and score. Came through with the jab moments ago.
The left hand of Ginnethan has started to land a little bit here, and boy, that's been a powerful weapon for her all season. For 2 veterans to never not have faced each other is kind of intriguing, and part of it is because Ginnethan was at a different weight, but it makes this fight more intriguing. Ellis often gets off to a slower start in rounds. This is right around the time where she tends to pick things up offensively, and there's a nice left hook by her.
How she moves and lands as she connects on a straight right hand there while moving backwards is something to follow here over the last 90 seconds, because Ginnethan will walk forward on it. And now Ellis crowding her and getting that right hand in again. Another right hand as Ginnethan tries to answer back. There's the jab from Ellis. Came back with the right hand. And like you mentioned now, Shaquilla Ellis picking up some steam here with a little over a minute to go in round 3.
And she found a home for the right hand and has thrown it repeatedly. Ellis is going to pick up the other part of her pro career. September 11th, she's only had one pro fight outside of TPL, but in September 11th, she's going to get back into that part of boxing as well.
Straight left hand from Ginnethan, and it's one of the attributes for this Philadelphia Smoke squad. You heard Bob Kane talk about it right before Mega Brawl began. They're fighters, they train together, they're in the same gym, they're mostly all Philly-based, and they are committed to the entire season.
This round, I think, changed in the mid part of the round. And Ginnethan's still doing some good offensive work, make no mistake about it, but Ellis was able to kind of turn things around a little bit and get those right hands in.
Swiping right hand from Ginnethan. That last little spurt from Ginnethan may have made it extra close.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very competitive round. There's no question about that.
And I know she went down in weight classes, but year over year, if we were uttering the same sentence surrounding Samantha Ginnethan, no one would have believed it.
No, absolutely not. And Ellis here is showing some of that hand speed and the right hands that we talked about. And Ginnethan moving forward, landing a nice right hook. And the straight left was Ginnethan's main weapon, but Ellis, it seems, did a little bit more in that round.
The winner of round 3 by way of split decision from the Philly Smoke, Shaquilla Ellis. Round 4 is powered by Balanced Nature. Our fighters feel with clean carbs and real ingredients, and now you can too. Grab their new Giftlet snacks and get 35% off right now with code TEAM at balancenature.com. Round 4 at lightweight, Miami, Claudio Marrero. Philly, Francisco Rodriguez.
Philadelphia has taken a 2-1 lead through the first 3 rounds. And Al, when you talked about some of these maybe second-tier fighters for Miami needing to step up and come forward, one of them in the ring right now, the former champion Claudio Marrero.
Yeah, that's a really good comment because it is true. He's 5-6 this season, but has had some timely wins, and he's 1-0 in the playoffs. He got a win in the semifinals for his team, so he can produce. And for Marrero, a veteran of the sport in his mid-30s, I'll tell you what, you know, he has had a real good run here after a tough start in the season. He's on a 7-match win streak, and he's had a good career, 28-13 in the TPL, but struggled early in the year, but now he's fighting his best.
Quick look at the scoring format, a quick refresher. Again, 24 one-round fights in Team Boxing League, each round 3 minutes. All the points scored add up for the team. And if you win by way of a judge's decision, like we've seen so far, it's 1 point. You score a knockdown, 2 points. 2 or more knockdowns in a round is 3 points, and then 4 points via knockout, TKO, disqualification, or forfeit.
And these two men are 1-1 against each other career-wise in the TPL, so they've seen each other in the ring, and that's part of the reason why I think we're seeing again this kind of good give and take from both men, both working on the inside very effectively.
They punched with one another moments ago, and Rodriguez was first, connected on a better right hand than Marrero. And Rodriguez's glove hit the canvas. According to Samuel Vargas, the referee. You're going to have to see that on the replay here. But Rodriguez dropped his glove. He contends that he was hit in the back of the hand. That caused the glove to hit the ground. We have a knockdown here in round 4.
Key development in what is shaping up as a very close overall match.
And the intensity increased right there after that moment, because moments before that knockdown was called, Marrero called Rodriguez out for punching him behind the head. And now Rodriguez trying to make up for that knockdown here.
This is the second time he's been down this season. Rodriguez also went down to Ryan Zempelteca, and in fact was stopped by Zempelteca also on that same evening. And if you're Claudio Marrero, you're a KG veteran. He knows he's got that point in the bank. He just wants to make sure he doesn't go down.
And right now has 2 points for his team in Miami. Rodriguez misses with the right, came back upstairs, swiped Marrero with that left hand, and the round comes to a close.
And they don't call Marrero the Matrix for nothing. When he wants to not get hit, he's not going to get hit. And that's what he did in the last 40 seconds of that round. And we'll take a look back and let's see if we can determine what happened. Well, he kind of was pushed down by Marrero, and there you see that there really wasn't a punch there, but nonetheless
it was on the back of Rodriguez's head.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 4 by way of unanimous decision. 2 points going to the Miami Assassins, Claudio Marrero.
Well, Marrero with a couple of points to put Miami ahead through the first 4 rounds in Mega Brawl 4. Miami 3, Philadelphia 2. More from the lunch rounds when we come back. (3-2) in Mega Brawl 4. Time for round 5. We go back to Ray Flores.
Round 5 at welterweight, Miami, Darius Jackson, Billy Henry Cedeno.
There is Darius Jackson, one of the better welterweights in Team Boxing League. Henry Cedeno, La Bazooka in the ring here. 2 tall welterweights going at it as Miami now has a 3-2 lead.
2 more fighters who have seen each other. They're both 1-1. They've split, and there's so many intriguing matchups in this that you just look at and you say, okay, it could really go either way. And 3 of the 4 losses that Jackson has had this season have been split decisions, and Cedeno fighting very well. He's 3-0 in the playoffs.
Miami trying to win its first title. Spoil it perfect season for Philadelphia. Victor Abreu is in action in round 2. He's going to be in action a little bit later on. He's standing by with Sophia.
Great action.
Now, Victor, you guys have gone back and forth. How important is it to keep this momentum going, even if we're still in the launch rounds? Ustedes han... Un punto para ustedes y luego un punto para ellos. ¿Qué tan importante es mantener ese momento para que sigan saliendo con victorias en cada round?
No, esto es una pelea de campeonato, tú sabes. Todo el mundo está dando lo mejor de uno y la rivalidad es muy, ¿sabes? Muy grande, y entonces hay que trabajar, dar todo de cada uno del equipo para que el equipo se dé el título.
Well, these are the championship rounds. This is a big night of boxing, so we have to do what we do and make sure we come out on top, because this is the night that we've been working so hard for. Gracias, Victor.
Thank you.
Good to see Victor Abreu again in round 22. Good action, though, here between Jackson and Cedeno.
Cedeno has really come in strong, and I don't exactly know what happened there. But,
little cat and mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Cedeno has been very aggressive and landed hooks and right hands, and Jackson trying to keep him off.
The long reach utilized by Cedeno. Caught him with a right hand.
Cedeno's had a nice season at 6-3, but he was even better in his first TBL season. He was 12-1, and then last season 7-4. So he's a very solid fighter, as is Jackson. Jackson sneaking in a nice left hand there, but Cedeno following suit as well.
He has some wild punches. He has some punches that find the mark as well. A little bit of everything here for Henry Cedeno. But he's also putting himself in poor position after some of those throws.
Yeah.
Jackson's not capitalizing on it.
Yeah, occasionally Jackson will counter, but you're right, Justin, not as
Good
well
body
as he
shot from Darius Jackson there, but credit Cedeno for coming back. We have some blood right on the cheek of Darius Jackson. This has gotten very physical in the closing minute in round 5. Each team trying to separate itself from the other here in the launch rounds. Jackson continuing to punch nonstop, moving downstairs, a lot of holding, and this will be really interesting for the judges.
Yeah, a lot of aggression from Cedeno. Was his offense what moved you, or Darius Jackson, who's very animated after this, was it his counterpunching that did it?
Also, Darius Jackson is in line to fight in round 23. You got to see if they can do some work with that cut.
Yeah, and there's some of that action we talked about on the inside. Pressure from Cedeno and counterpunching from Jackson. And Jackson kind of punctuated things at the end of the round, and there you see that gash. That's could be a problem for him moving forward, as you point out.
TBL fans, the winner of round 5 by way of unanimous decision. From Miami, Darius Jackson. Our next round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. And super welterweight, round 6, Miami, Yoelis Molina, Billy Jason Moreno.
I seldom say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm not sure Darius Jackson didn't steal that decision by being so animated and so positive after that fight. That was close.
Yeah. I agree with you with that. And Miami is now taking a 4-2 lead. This will be an interesting round again. The 6th. 2 junior middleweights going at it. Yoelis Molina for Miami, who is on some type of run here into Mega Brawl 4. He's won 13 straight. Beat Dislan Gaines of Vegas twice in the semifinals, taking on Jason Moreno.
And while Moreno's point total, as you see, is not super high, it's partially because he came in mid-season this season to have a 7-2 record, but he didn't start the season until May 17th, and it's been a solid season for him. He's 2-1 in the playoffs.
Molina converting with some scoring shots here.
And these two men have never seen each other before in the ring. Molina just one of the Cuban lefties that populate this Miami team. They have 7 fighters from Cuba originally on their roster.
They were able to create a little distance and come away with a win in the semis over our Las Vegas squad that had a lot of Cubans on its roster as well.
Molina's kind of a combination between boxer and puncher, and sometimes you'll see him be aggressive or do what he's doing here, kind of being tactical and trying to just stay on the outside and peck away. And Moreno's an aggressive fighter, so he wants to keep him there.
Moreno landed his best punch of the round moments ago, a left hook upstairs on Molina. Oh, what a knockdown! Molina hits the floor in round 6. Jason Moreno with a huge pick-me-up for Philadelphia. How about that? Just as the momentum was turning toward Miami and Yoelis Molina, Moreno with an answer.
A 13-fight win streak in danger right here.
And for Molina, he got up very fast. Seems like he's okay.
Yeah, no question, it was a knockdown, but you're right. He was not hurt, but he was able to get up, but nonetheless, it's going to put an extra point on the board. And that meant Jason Moreno very happy about the way this went. In a round in which Molina may have been outboxing him, the straight right from Moreno gets in. It knocks him off balance and down and creates this what likely will be a 2-point round.
That sets up some drama for the 24th and final round. These two are scheduled to
TBL
fight
fans, the winner
in the 24th.
of round 6 by way of unanimous decision. 2 points awarded to the Philly Smokes, Jason Moreno.
Well, coming up, round 7, Giovanni Estella against Steve Cunningham Jr. No strangers. They competed and they fought together on the amateur circuit. This is a picture of them on the road and traveling for amateur competition a couple of years ago. And here they will meet in Team Boxing League's Mega Brawl.
Middleweight, Miami, Giovanni Estella. Philly, Steve Cunningham Jr.
It's a close-knit community, this boxing thing of ours, Al.
It is, and so many of these boxers, especially during their amateurism, get to interact and often even compete against each other.
Giovanni Estella captured the Mega Brawl Championship with New York City last year, joined Miami for this season, has a chance to make it back-to-back wins in the TBL title matchup for him.
And while they know each other, they have not faced each other in the ring in TBL before, so this is a new experience here. Estella has had a real solid season, 11-5, and Cunningham 6-4, which for him is a kind of a down year because he had not lost in TBL. Before that, he had been undefeated.
Came up with 2 big wins in the quarterfinals, did Cunningham Jr. He split his 2 rounds in the semis, as did Estella, and a right hand from Estella lands. Might have knocked Cunningham Jr. off balance, though he recovers quickly. Interesting sequence there.
Yeah, 3-1 in the playoffs is Cunningham. And, you know, Estella has a really good right hand. Now he switches to lefty Estella, which is intriguing against the southpaw, which is odd considering he just had that big success from the natural right-handed stance. Estella's main power punch is that right. And of course, against the lefty, it's a punch you want to get in if you can.
Well, they trade shots. Right hook from Estella might have landed behind the ear of Cunningham.
Steve Cunningham at his best gives you angles and can counter like he has on some occasions in this fight.
Back to southpaw goes Estella.
Estella's the only person to beat Rashidi Ellis this year. It's quite an accomplishment.
Tapping away with that left hook. Trying to come back with that right hand was Giovanni Estella.
And the right hand is designed to end this fight, and it missed.
Good body shot from Cunningham, then came back upstairs here in the final seconds of the 7th round.
And Cunningham's doing some good counterpunching. He did a little of that there. The question is going to be, is it enough against the, for the most part, aggressive Estella? But Cunningham gets another winner.
Decent defense here from Cunningham Jr. as the 7th round concludes. Two buddies on the amateur circuit fighting to the bell here in Mega Brawl 4.
And you felt that camaraderie right at the end of that round, and you see it right there. They put on a spirited show and a very close round. And Cunningham coming in, getting caught with that right, that was where he kind of turned sideways. And Estella doing what he always does, which is come forward and be very, very aggressive. And that's going to be an interesting one to score.
Cunningham Jr. reenacting his lost footing.
TBL fans, the winner of round 7 by way of split decision from Philly, Steve Cunningham Jr. Our final launch round will be in the heavyweight division. For Miami, Luis Ortiz. Philly, Concha Nathan.
Concha Nathan testing the ropes before the 8th round closes out the launch round phase. Nathan on the right side of your screen, and then Luis King Kong Ortiz. Now they are in the middle. Here we go, as Philadelphia has a 5-4 advantage in the overall score.
These two men have never faced each other. Ortiz, of course, in his maiden year in the TBL, came in and he's got put five wins together. Nathan, a veteran of this league, he's been in all 4 seasons. And he's just been a solid heavyweight performer in this league, 27-17 overall.
Ortiz focused on attacking that body with his left hand.
Even in just a 1-round fight, and we've seen it because he scored KOs, you're always sitting on the edge of your seats because of the power of Ortiz, knowing when, wondering when it's going to come.
Got to go over the top of the left hand.
And Ortiz does have a 4-point win in the playoffs.
Concha Nathan at 32 years of age, 15 years younger than Luis Ortiz.
You usually can't say that when you're 32.
Now it's someone in the ring. Good tag with that left from Concha Nathan.
Nathan's fighting a pretty good tactical fight, I think. You know, Justin, he's not getting right in punching range for Ortiz, and yet he's still somehow able to get in and land some shots here.
This style, it might be enough for him to win the judges over.
Yeah, because he has provided some offense, and Ortiz very much looking for the big power punch. Neither man's been super active in terms of volume, that's for sure. Which is, unlike most heavyweight fights in TBL, not like they are in regular boxing. You see Ortiz probing with that straight left. That's his money punch, the one that has scored knockdowns and knockouts elsewhere in boxing and at TBL.
Nathan and Ortiz scheduled to fight in round 18 later tonight. Here doing battle in round 8 to close out the launch round phase. Left hand from Ortiz again on the move, and again lost his footing.
That was a good left hand by Ortiz. Not perfect, but Concha Nathan took it well.
This has been a smart round, like you said, for Concha Nathan.
Yeah, now the question is, did he do enough offense to win the round? Ortiz has landed a couple of good power punches.
Bell sounds, round 8 over. So are the launch rounds. We will see how the judges viewed this round between Ortiz and Nathan.
And Ortiz probing with the jab, trying to get the straight left in, but Conja Nathan doing a nice job. We noted that earlier, that counter left took over the jab of Ortiz, and in that case, the straight left went down to the body. There were a few good left hands landed by Ortiz. Was that enough to get him the decision, or will Nathan's technical boxing win the day?
The winner of round 8 by way of unanimous decision. From Miami, Luis Ortiz. At the end of the launch rounds,
through 8 rounds, we are tied at 5 here in Mega Brawl 4. Philly 5, Miami 5. Middle rounds coming up in South Florida after this. First 8 rounds of Mega Brawl 4 in the books. 3 ties already, including where we are at right now in tonight's event. Tied at 5 between the top-seeded Philadelphia Smoke and the number 2 seed, the Miami Assassins. Back inside our TPL studios, Justin and Al with you. So they're going back and forth here. Nobody able to separate themselves just yet here in Mega Brawl 4.
A little bit of everything. 2 split decisions, 2 knockdowns, and almost every fight razor thin in terms of which way it's going to go.
Let's take a look at some of the rounds from the launch round phases that stood out, including the very first round of the night. Lisandro Contreras has been the quintessential table setter for Philadelphia this entire year, and Hannah Tuatupo in there for Miami. Tuatupo found a way to do a little bit more.
An 11-fight win streak for Contreras was ended by Tuatupo, who got the win because of aggression and volume.
And then in round 4, we talked about it. Some of the middle-tier fighters, in terms of their past performances this season, they were going to need to step forward for Miami tonight. Claudio Marrero did just that here in round 4.
He did indeed, even scoring a knockdown, albeit one that may or may not have been the case, but that ended up making a 2-point win for him, important at that time.
And just like Lisandro Contreras, as you take a look at the replay for the knockdown that was kind of a push down, Contreras had a long streak snapped. So did Uelis Molina, and he was seemingly winning this entire round against Jason Moreno.
13 wins in a row, and he was boxing expertly against Moreno, who's a power puncher who likes to come forward, and that straight right hand changed the dynamic of that round. and got that extra point back for Philly with a 2-point win for Jason Moreno. And a bit of an upset, even though Moreno's a good fighter.
Now, again, we are tied at 5 at the moment. These two are set to meet in round number 24, so it'll be very interesting if this is a tight finish all the way to the end to the 24th round. But as we take a look at the middle rounds coming up, our round to watch, the 10th round. Yosdil Napolis has been at the forefront of this Miami season this entire time, taking on Nahir Pipes Albright. We didn't hear him perform the national anthem here tonight, but Napolis has his moment to shine here against a consistent presence for Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is a fascinating matchup because Napolis, who is, won 17 fights, matches this year, he has been a dominant force, but Nahir Albright has not lost since 2 seasons ago in the TBL, and he is in regular boxing a couple levels above Yosdil Napolis. So this is going to be a fascinating matchup of two men who have never faced each other.
And it's an important stretch here for Philadelphia because you have Albright, followed by Stacey Settles and Isaiah Johnson. Settles has established a lot of power as the season's progressed. Isaiah Johnson's one of the least talked about fighters in this league who has succeeded multiple points in 2026. Let's get the middle round started. Go back inside with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin the middle rounds here at Mega Brawl 4 between the Miami Assassins and Philly Smoke. Round 9 at featherweight. Miami, Julie Gallegos. Philly, Maria Antunes.
Well, for Julie Gallegos, regular season, postseason doesn't matter. You have a round first, she's going to travel, she's going to wear your fight kit. And there you see Maria Antunes, the Philly featherweight, who comes into the finals having dropped 7 straight rounds. She lost to Chastity Roberts in the semifinals against San Antonio. Gallegos, meanwhile, she essentially took the spot of the woman she knocked out in the semis. She picked up a TKO over Samantha Sosa in the launch rounds of the semis, and here she is fighting for Miami.
Yeah, she is a solid young fighter from Las Vegas who is a really good pro prospect who had a very nice amateur career and has shown pop in her punches during the course of her TBL career as well.
Now, you're saying to yourself, well, how does that work? How does a fighter just get added to this roster? Again, she took out Samantha Sosa. Miami needs a 126-pounder. Why not go to the place in the form of Gallegos that you just saw? You just saw her do the damage to your own fighter. She took her spot.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, you know, Antunes, who, as you said, has had a rough patch. She's a wonderful athlete. Was on the Honduras soccer team, on their boxing team. A very, very good athlete. But and as a pro, she's 1-0 outside of TBL, but she struggled in this format. She's hoping to change that tonight. Gallegos, a very aggressive fighter, as you see.
Just 19 years of age as well, going up against the 34-year-old Antunes.
You know, the women for Miami broke through with Tuatupu's victory in a place where they weren't sure they'd get one, and this is another spot for them with Gallegos where she might break through as well.
Now, we have time to talk about it later on because it's coming up in the 21st round, but I can't help but wonder, as Gallegos lands a left followed by a right, how Gallegos' aggression is going to play up against Shaquilia Ellis, which is coming up in the 21st round.
Yeah, that's a mouth-watering matchup for sure. You know, Antunes has, in this round, has gotten some offense going. I don't know if it's enough to blunt the aggression of Gallegos. But Antunes has fought a smart round. Whether it's a winning round is another question.
Another connection moments ago from Gallegos. Less than a minute to go in the opening round of the middle round phase.
See Gallegos always coming forward, always punching. She and Tierra Brandt in June created what I think is one of the best rounds of the year in TBL, and you can see why. She's so aggressive and she makes fights exciting.
Now the right hand comes through, followed by 2 more from Julie Gallegos.
And you know, Antunes landed a solid left hook, but it didn't stop Gallegos.
Another right hand may have hurt. May have hurt Antunes, as the referee separated. I'm not sure why that happened there, as they exchanged punches near the end.
Well, that was certainly a spirited round, and while Antunes is, you know, fired up over it, I don't know if she did enough offensively to win the round, but she landed some good counter punches. There's an overhand right from her early on in the round, and she did, as I mentioned earlier, did some good offensive work, but Gallegos was like this on top of her, landing some big punches, and inexplicably was broken there, as you point out.
TBL fans, the winner of round 9 by way of unanimous decision. From the Miami Assassins, Julie Gallegos. Our next round is brought to you by Climax Moonshine Fire number 32, known to bring the heat. Round 10 at lightweight, Miami Yuskiel Napoles, Philly Nahir Albright.
All right, with Miami now up 6-5 in Mega Brawl 4, this is a pivotal point in this championship event. Round number 10, our round to watch. Yuskiel Napoles and Nahir Albright, but it's not so much about this main match. It is a spot for Albright to come through, and if he's able to, it sets a beautiful runway up for the next two fighters for Philadelphia. Stacia Settles on deck, Isaiah Johnson looming after that. But Albright here needs to find a way to top Napoles.
And Napoles, an aggressive, quick-handed, powerful puncher with a good right hand. And he's coming right after Albright. You see the points total for Napoles. He's had a remarkable year overall. And Albright's not lost this year, and he didn't lose in the last season he performed in TBL. He was 10-0 there. And he is on another level from Napoles in regular boxing, where he just fought Keyshawn Davis, though he lost, one of the top fighters in boxing.
And on that point leaders graphic for the 135-pounders, you saw the name Caballero. That's Oswald Caballero. Napoles dispatched him in 2 rounds in the semifinals.
Now this is really intriguing, and Napoles very aggressive, and Albright is an adept counterpuncher as well, so that adds spice to this.
Right hand coming through from Nahir Albright. And now a lot of swings that just catch some air from both fighters.
And you know, Albright, a veteran, weathered that early storm from Napoles, and you can feel him now. There's a good straight right there. You can feel Albright settling a little bit in this round.
And that straight right might have been the best punch of the round thus far as we approach the midway point of the 10th. Quality jab scoring from Albright. He's 19-4 in his TBL career. Now Albright probably with his best stretch of the round right here.
Yeah, after that quick start by Napoles. And this is a key part of the round here. Each man has had his way for a portion of it. Napoles has not lost in the playoffs. Of course, he's 17-1. He's 4-0 in the playoffs, so he's been a big producer.
And a counter right hand from Albright a moment ago. This is the type of matchup stylistically you might want to see these two fighters in for 8 rounds, 10 rounds.
Yes.
And here they are with just 1 round, because every round is feeling like it's the last round in Team Boxing League in their jewel event. Which team will take home the crown in 2026? Closing in on halfway through. Some wild swings near the end of a very entertaining round where we saw plenty of accuracy. Right hand coming through again from Albright.
It was a fascinating round in which Yuskiel Napoles found success early, but the veteran Albright kind of got his act together after about 40 seconds or a minute and then started doing his own good work. That was the early outburst from Napoli's. And then Albright found a home for the right hand repeatedly during that second portion of the round and worked very well on the inside as well. And there's the right again from him. So Albright settled in and was his second half enough to win him the round.
TBL fans, the winner of round 10 by way of split decision from Miami, Napoles. Round 11 at super lightweight, Miami, Florencia Britos, Billy Stasia Suttles.
Only a split decision result. Lauderdale Napoles, the judges felt, did enough to come away with that win. So Miami is up by 2. And look at the mean mug from Stasia Suttles. You wonder what she's thinking here, as her power element has certainly emerged in the TBL postseason. She has 2 wins over Florencia Britos this year, and she is coming off a knockout over the former world champion Erica Farias in the semifinals. And here we go with round number 11 at 140 pounds. Suttles also a part of that NYC team that took home the Mega Brawl last year. Joined up with Philadelphia here in 2026, where she currently makes her home. She has a chance to taste glory in back-to-back season.
Suttles undefeated in the playoffs at 3-0. She's been a dominant force, including that big knockout win over Erica Farias, the former world champion. Britos up here at 140, has been competing at 126 as well.
There's a wide range, especially going up against a true 140-pounder. You see the body frame of Stasia Suttles as Britos tries to fight back along the ropes.
Yeah, it's a pull for Britos, I think, to be against her at this weight. You see Suttles just attacking. She's a punching machine.
Inside 2 minutes, she's addressing the body of Britos. He's going to have to try and get in and get out when scoring. Easier said than done against Suttles.
And Florencia Britos has beaten top fighters in the TBL at various weight classes. She's a very good fighter, but this is a tall ask for her.
It's a constant left-handed attempt from Suttles, and then she's trying to pick her spot to bring back the right hand upstairs.
I'll tell you what's really been impressive is the body work of Suttles. My gosh.
She is trying to wear Britos down, and that would be an impressive feat because, again, you only have 3 minutes to do your work.
Yeah, those have been brutal body punches, and of course each one scores, so you're scoring as you're doing that. In theory, if the judges give you credit for it. And you know what? Suttles fought a different kind of fight here. On the inside more in this round than we often see her.
Right hand landing again from Suttles. And you don't want to put the strategy past a team like the Philadelphia Smoke. These 2 women are scheduled for 2 rounds. And if you address the body here, you want to invest in the body, you are leaving a lasting effect on your opponent. They're going to meet again in round 17. So when you think about strategy, Suttles could exert her might here in the 11th, do some investing, do something that could last to the later rounds, pick up the single point here, maybe 2 points, and potentially go for a stoppage later on in the money round.
Yeah, that's a great point, and she has done just that.
Credit Britos holding her own here. Getting in a right-handed counter. But this has been all Stasia Suttles. Right in the grill of Britos in the 11th.
And I think she knows that, based upon her look after the round. Yeah, she worked on the inside, Suttles, a lot more even than we normally see her. She likes to be at length where she can land those straight rights to the head, but she was banging the body and bullying Britos. And as you point out, maybe setting something up subtly for later when she may be stepping back and trying to land those straight right hands.
TBL fans, the winner of round 11 by way of unanimous decision. From the Philly Smoke, Stasia Santos. Champions don't just train hard, they train consistently. Balance of Nature's new guiltless snacks help support energy, recovery, and performance. Go to balanceofnature.com and use code TEAM for 35% off your first order. Round 12 at welterweight. Miami, Estudi Suero. Philly, Isaiah Johnson.
It's a one-point event as we reach round number 12. Estudi Suero, Isaiah Johnson. We talked about Johnson following Suttles, a 31-7 career TBL fighter getting in the ring against Suero, who's won 6 of 8, split 2 rounds in the semis. Good chance for Johnson to have Philadelphia close the gap here.
Johnson, a 23-year-old who has a very good pro record outside of TBL at 12-1. 12-2 this season. He's just, you see those point numbers. He's been very consistent this year and a very tough man to beat. As you pointed out, overall, with those 33 wins as a TBL career record, he's just a solid fighter.
Johnson being instructed not to reach from his corner. Straight left hand comes through from Johnson.
Johnson has beaten Suero twice before, so he has had his way with, well, actually 3 times. Twice this season and only these 3 times during his career. Suero has a good right hand, and there he snuck it in, and he scored knockdowns in TBL with that punch. So he just wants to try and get the distance where he can land that punch.
Aesthetically, that may have been the most impactful punch of the round between the 2 fighters.
Yeah, could be.
Johnson in the ring here for Philadelphia, trying to cap a perfect season with the title. We were in the Mega Brawl last year. We're upset by New York City, who went on a fairy tale run in the TBL postseason. They're trying to avoid that happening here again in 2026.
Yeah, that has stung for them all season, and they've taken it out on every team they've faced.
Hard to believe in a round showcased by speed, by quickness, by some precision, the tempo rising over the last minute of round 12.
Suero's had trouble with lefties. 4 of his 5 losses have been to lefties, but he's held his own a little better in this round, I think, than previous fights even against Johnson. I don't know if it's enough for him to win, but it's been better.
Scoring straight left hand from Isaiah Johnson. Suero smears him with a close range right on the tie-up. Final 10 seconds. They get close enough. Right hook connects from Isaiah Johnson, and that'll do it for the 12th round.
Right, Jay Johnson looking at his corner and asking, how do we do? He did pretty well staying at range. Now, there was one of the right hands, that one we talked about in the middle of the round that landed for Suero. Might have been the only really good one, though, he got in during the round, so we'll see.
TBL fans, the winner of round 12 by way of split decision from the
Isaiah Johnson providing the equalizer. And Miami and Philadelphia now tied at 7 following back-to-back round wins started by that woman, Stacia Suttles. We are notched at 7 in Mega Brawl 4. Back with more after this.
Welcome back to Team Boxing League, where the Miami Assassins are taking on the Philly Smoke, and we are tied at 7-7. And right now, I am joined by the one and only Chief Executive Kevin Cassidy and Gianno Caldwell. Now, Gianno, this is the first time you come out to one of the Team Boxing League events. What are your first thoughts?
The excitement in this room is unbelievable. When I came here, this isn't what I was expecting, but I'm so glad to be here. And I got to tell you, the fighters, the professionalism, what I've seen here is better than MMA. It's better than anything you see on any boxing channel. This is where it is.
You heard him. And boxing is usually an individual sport, but what do you think about the team dynamic? This is something that you see kids from a young age in team sports, and that's what really brings people together, right?
And it's incredibly important. You got to think about the fact that we got to have that connectivity. We got to be able to build relationships with people who may disagree with us or who may fight against us. But at the end of the day, it is a team sport. And what people sometimes fail to realize is everybody in here, although they are fighting for different teams, at the end of the day, we're professionals in this space. I'm not a professional in this space, but these guys are. And I love what I've seen, even with the men and the women. At the end, I see these guys like, oh, I didn't win, but we still fought our hardest, and I really appreciate that. That's something you don't normally see in this professional sport.
That's right, and of course, we got to thank Kevin for this, because Kevin, a hell of a show, incredible fights, incredible fighters, and they all have incredible stories, and we hope that we get to highlight a little bit about what they do.
Thanks. I just want to say it's an honor to be here with Gianno. I've watched him for many years. He's a guy that's for the community. We're for the community first. We want this to touch all cultures, all the kids to get into boxing and the discipline of boxing. We're really proud to have him here. Go Team Boxing League.
Well, first and foremost, I'm honored to be here, and I actually want to put my future kids in this sport. How can I get a contract today? You're the man.
You get it.
Nah.
All right, as you can tell, we're having a blast, but come on, we got to set it up to Ray Flores to get the night going for us.
Round 13 at super middleweight, Miami Yusmel Ruiz, Philly Diana DePestre.
Well, Al, we have a little leftover Cuban spice from the semifinal matchup between Miami and Las Vegas, because Yusmel Ruiz is in the ring for Miami, and Diane DePestre donning the purple trunks for Philadelphia here. They needed a super middleweight. DePestre coming over. And it'll be DePestre and Ruiz for 2 rounds here.
And DePestre lost to Ruiz as he was with Las Vegas, and now here he is with a chance while representing Philadelphia.
Ruiz has won 10 of his last 11 rounds.
And interestingly, Ruiz was 4-9 the previous season. He just has turned things around in his second TBL season, and has become not just a boxer, but a power puncher too. He's had you know, a couple of outbursts where he's shown his power, even though he's not known as a power puncher.
As these two fight here, we saw Stacia Suttles fight in round number 11. She is Still to come here in the money round. She's standing by with Gina.
Yes, guys, we're here with Stacia Suttles. Stacia, we are tied going into the 13th round. Tell us what is going to make or break this event tonight.
Just staying sharp, doing our best. Really, that's the main thing. Mixing it up, going up and down to the head and the body, and just taking it, like I said before, 1 minute at a round, each round at a time. That's it.
Spoken like a true champ. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Again, the body work that Suttles did against Britos. Probably a little bit more than usual for Stacia Suttles, and they'll be back in action in round 17.
Yeah, you really made a good point with that, because when we were chronicling it, it was different for her, so very impressive. This is an intriguing matchup because really these men are very equal in many respects as fighters.
Ruiz whacking with a right hand. You smell Ruiz in the silver trunks for Miami, trying to spoil a perfect season for the Philadelphia Smoke here in Mega Brawl 4. It's been very evenly matched here, the 4th tie of the night.
Yeah, 4 split decisions during the course of the evening. There's the aggression from Ruiz, which he shows from time to time. He'll come in and just be a combination puncher.
Left hand downstairs from DePestre moments ago. Ruiz taking himself out of range on that right-handed attempt. And again, Ruiz, couldn't get out of the way of that right hand.
DePestre's gotten a couple of those in, and he's starting to use his jab better, and there was a nice counter right hand from DePestre right here toward the end of the round.
DePestre holding as the bell sounds.
That was an interesting round.
We'll see it again in round 20.
DePestre thinks he won this round, and he did land some pretty good power punches, as did Ruiz. They both landing there on the inside. And there was a lot of some awkward action on the inside, but close round. What else is new tonight?
TBL fans, the winner of round 13 by way of split decision. From the Miami Assassins, Yusmel Ruiz. Our next round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. Round 14 at light heavyweight, Miami Isaac Carbonell, Philly Jesse Hart.
Jesse Hart in that red corner right there on your screen. Overcame a slow start to the regular season, finished strong. But Philadelphia, here in the championship event, Jesse Hart is the captain for Philadelphia. He has not provided a single point this TBL postseason for the Smoke.
No, it was 0-3. 2 of those losses are split decisions, so they were close. But yeah, strangely, you would have thought he might. And it's funny, Carbonell having his toughest season is 1-2 in the playoffs. So these 2 veterans known to be effective are struggling during these playoffs. And you see Hart, as you said during the season, did a really good job of getting his point total back up.
There's not a knockdown on Isaac Carbonell, who's lost 5 straight rounds, as Al alluded to. You have to wonder, what has Jesse Hart been saying to himself in the lead up to the Mega Brawl here this week?
Yeah, Hart is 3-2 over Carbonell in their series over their career in TBL. So there's not that much to choose from between the 2 of them. And there's Carbonell, who's got good hand speed, wailing away, although those are some odd-looking combinations.
This has been a round with both fighters right now full of some wild throws.
Yes. The technique has not been perfect, but they've been going at it with a lot of aggression. Hart, of course, a lot of his career was at 168 in the professional ranks where he challenged for titles. But now he's been up at 175, and that's where primarily he's been at in the team boxing league. Snuck in a good right hand, Hart, on the inside there. It's going to be tough for the judges because it's been so messy.
Hart nearly getting out of the way of a wild left hand from Carbonell. And Hart goes down. That was a punch from Carbonell. Might have been the left hand. Jesse Hart down in round 14. Quickly back on his feet. Carbonell better pay attention because here is Jesse Hart right in front of him.
Well, Hart's trying to see if he can get a knockdown to even things up, but Carbonell using all corners of this ring to stop that from happening.
On both back feet.
And holding on the inside. We see these veterans, like Marrero did, when they get a knockdown, they understand. They just can't get knocked down the rest of the round. And that is not a knockdown.
Carbonell looks like the fighter who was just knocked down, not Jesse Hart.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Hart doing his best to try and fight back, to try and compensate for tasting the floor here in round 14. Miami already up by 1. And a costly knockdown for Philadelphia. Perhaps a big momentum booster for Miami.
Well, here we'll see Hart attacking. And kind of, I don't know if that punch landed flush on the head or in the back of the head. That could have been in the back of the head. Hart was claiming that. And there was a punch that landed preceding that, but that was the one that knocked him down. But we've seen a couple of knockdowns in this match that were questionable.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 14 by way of unanimous decision. 2 points going to the Miami Assassins, Isaac Carbonell. Round 15 at cruiserweight. Miami, Luis Portuondo, Billy Money Powell.
Well, you have 2 postseason transplants going at it here in round number 15. Luis Portuondo, who spent all that time with the Las Vegas Hustle, and Money Powell with the Atlanta Attack, though Money coming through and helping Philadelphia in the semifinals get to this point.
Yeah, he beat a top fighter in Adrian Taylor twice. Adrian Taylor had 11 wins this season, and Money Powell beat him twice for Philadelphia.
Good close-range combo from Luis Portuondo.
Portuondo is one of those fighters that when he looks really good, he looks great. I mean, and then other times it's not perfect for him.
Fighter teeing off here.
Oh. Yeah, you know, Money Powell, when he's forced to fight like that, will do it. But otherwise, he wants to be a tactical fighter. But Portuondo is somebody that tries to force you into that.
Round 24, we're going to see Yoelis Marina and Jason Moreno. Molina hit the floor as well earlier tonight. He's standing by with Sophia.
Now, Yoelis, it has gone back and forth for both teams. How important is it to make sure you're having fun, but also keep that goal in mind that you guys want to win Mega Brawl 4? ¿Qué tan importante es que todavía te diviertas mientras estés peleando y estés con tu equipo, pero que todavía estés enfocado en la meta de ganar el Mega Brawl?
Solo se trata de trabajar en equipo, todo el equipo está enfocado para ganar el Mega 4, llevando el cinturón a casa para ponerlo en el gimnasio, porque Filadelfia nos ganó una vez, pero esta vez le vamos a ganar, nos vamos a llevar lo más grande. Ellos nos ganaron en las peleas y nosotros le vamos a ganar en la final de los playoffs.
Now, it's super important that me and my teammates, we have fun, but obviously we want to bring that belt back to the gym, and we're having fun, we're enjoying ourselves, but our goal here is to win, and that's what we're going to do, get our hand raised at the end. Muchísimas gracias y suerte. Good luck, and thank you.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Molina and Moreno will be back in action in round 24. This has been a good round of action between two cruiserweights.
Boy, has it ever. And, you know, Money Powell standing in with Portuondo, who loves to battle on the inside and trade left hooks.
Left hook from Money Powell. A clean shot, but what does Portuondo do? Continues to come forward.
Yeah, and that's been this round of microcosm. Powell doing great work, and then Portuondo coming back with his own power punches. From a strategic standpoint, Powell has fought Portuondo's fight, but he has done very well with that style. Talk about fighters replacing people. Portuondo beat Yuneski Gonzalez in the semis, and now replaces him for Miami. And this has been a really fun match to watch. Powell moved up to cruiserweight this season and has performed well in that weight division. He's having himself a good outing, as is Portuondo.
This has arguably been the most entertaining and evenly matched round of this fight, this Mega Brawl 4. A good round between Portuondo and Powell.
Yeah, they created a lot of excitement in that round, and both men cranked up, about 20 great left hooks to the body and the head.
TBL fans, the winner of round 15 by way of unanimous decision from Philly, Money Powell. Our final medal round will be in the heavyweight division. Miami, Nestor Santana. Philly, Eric Ross.
Over the top rope goes Nestor Santana for the Miami Assassins, who have their lead closed down to 2. Now a 10-8 advantage for the Assassins. That was a big round win for Money Powell.
Very important, and as a veteran, he's one of those fighters always conscious of the team concept. And when he's being interviewed during fights, he's very good at analyzing that. And he understood how important that was for his team, as is this one. And Philadelphia is happy to have an undefeated heavyweight, Eric Ross, in there, who is 8-0 this season and 12-0 overall in TBL. He has never lost.
And he can close. He's routinely been put into the 16th round, 24th rounds of a lot of events this year. Good ballroom dancing to start off the round.
Yeah, and some good body work by Ross as well. Santana's a very good body puncher when he gets going with his left hook.
Santana trying to start it off with that jab. This is getting pretty physical here at the outset of the 16th round.
Neither of these men have faced each other before. And
there's a good left hook from Ross.
Ross is a very precise puncher. Ross is interesting. He's never lost as a pro outside of TBL at 3-0, and he's never lost in TBL. So as a professional, never tasted defeat. And he's a national gold gloves champion for both 2022 and 2023.
Oh, he has an effective jab, followed by a left hook. Eric Ross, the accuracy coming alive here in the 16th round. Santana forced to hold on. 1:20 to go. What could Ross do for Philadelphia? Straight right hand, right through the guard.
Eric Ross is a very good ring technician. Was as an amateur and is as a pro.
He's doing it here. Santana looking more and more unsteady.
Yeah,
I believe there's some blood on the left eye of Santana.
Yeah, he's having a problem. You know, Santana has really good power in his overhand right. He's been trying to get that punch in, but just can't quite get it there.
Should be wrong. Is there a cut there? Trying to get a better angle.
Hard to see. Yeah, I think there is.
Well, Santana swings and misses. Ross comes back with the counter. There's just been more accuracy from Eric Ross in this round. Another left hook from Eric Ross. Santana eating some clock as that blood does drip down from his left eye. Accuracy personified, though, in the 16th round for Eric Ross.
That was a surgical performance by Ross, and we've seen that before this season in TBL, but that one might have been one of his best performances. He just was he was accurate with all his punches, sneaking in a right hand there, the strong jab, and two counter left hooks. So, you know, he does a lot of subtle things in there, Eric Ross, that folks around the boxing ring appreciate, and I think can compliment him for. And there's those two double left hooks, counter left hooks that landed.
TBL fans, the winner of round 16 by way of unanimous decision from the Philly Smoke, Eric Ross. At the end of the middle rounds of Mega Brawl 4, Miami leads Philly.
A valuable point at the end of the middle rounds picked up by Philadelphia. 16 rounds through in Mega Brawl 4. It is a 1-point difference. Miami 8 rounds away from a Mega Brawl title. Beautiful Sunday night in Miami, the backdrop for Mega Brawl 4. Only 8 rounds remain in the 2026 TBL season, and Miami has a 10-9 lead on the top seed Philadelphia Smoke. As we welcome you back inside our TBL studios, Justin and Al with you. And I tell you what, 2 very valuable points coming for Philadelphia at the very end of those middle rounds. Those were big pick-me-ups from Money Powell and Eric Ross for the Smoke squad, now trailing by 1.
Yeah, Powell, a veteran TBL performer who understands the team concept very well, knew he had to go out there, and he really almost changed his style and fought Portuando's fight, but still beat him, and Eric Ross provided a big win and remained undefeated as a TBL performer, so both of those important.
Because of that, the two teams split the middle rounds 4 wins apiece. Let's take a look at some of the highlight rounds from Mega Brawl 4 thus far. We begin in the launch rounds, and we start them up With round number 1, Lissandra Contreras, 11 wins in a row, taking on Hannity Tuatupo, and Tuatupo found a way to come out victorious, Al.
Yeah, that was almost, to some, maybe a surprising performance, and the fact that they're going to do it again, Contreras is going to be looking to change that.
That's coming up in round 19, but back we go to round number 4. Miami making one of their big moves early on. The former world champion, Claudio Marrero, going up against Francisco Rodriguez. And you want to argue whether or not a knockdown occurred right here. A glove touched the canvas. What'd you see there, Al?
Yeah, I don't know if that really was a knockdown. He was kind of pushed down, but it created a 2-point win for the Matrix, Marrero, and Miami's happy to have it.
Round number 6. Yoelis Molina and Jason Moreno in Philadelphia gets one back here. The youngster coming through for the smoke.
And we know this was a knockdown because it was a beautiful straight right hand. After probably Molina was outboxing him during the course of that round, but beautiful right hand by Moreno changed the dynamic of that round.
That tied this title event at 4. We'd go into the middle rounds tied up at 5. And in round number 11, after Philadelphia lost the first 2 rounds of this middle round portion, we saw some body work from Stacia Suttles.
You very appropriately pointed out that the body work that Suttles did, which we talked about during the round, could have been something to set up their return match to try and really get Britos weary for that match. She got the win.
And that is coming up in round 17 to start off the money round portion. Isaac Carbonell, though, Jesse Hart. You talked about some of these role fighters for Miami needing to make their mark here tonight. We'll credit Carbonell.
That was one of the cleanest moments of a very messy round, but a left hand did get in. Might have been behind the head, but at least it was a punch, and it knocked Jesse Hart down and created a 2-point win for Miami.
So Jesse Hart remains pointless here in this postseason for the Philadelphia Smoke. His lone and only round of the night as we approach the money rounds, a 10-9 score at the moment. We take a look at our round to watch here. Round number 22, a rematch of round number 2. Victor Abreu and Josh Johnson. Johnson got Abreu's number early on tonight.
Yeah, and I'm happy that this is working out really as a selection because this match could easily go down to that point and be decided. And these two men came into tonight even, split at 2-2, and their first round was very, very close with Johnson getting the edge over Abreu.
That's coming up in round 22. Of course, we have Stacia Suttles and Florencia Britos. Round 2 between those two coming up in round number 17. Money rounds moments away from starting. Right now, Gina Lucille down on the floor at War Memorial Auditorium with some boxing royalty. Gina, who you with?
We are with former heavyweight champion Michael Moore, Double M. Michael, tell us, how wonderful is the competition tonight, and how important is Team Boxing League to the sport of boxing?
How important is Team Boxing League to the sport of boxing? Don't know yet, because it's relatively new and people are trying to get accustomed to it and understand it. Like me, I'm intrigued by it. It's action-packed. A lot of fighters are in there and they're giving it their all.
Now, how impressed are you of the talent that is in this ring tonight?
Very impressed, very impressed. I mean, you have to understand that when you put on the gloves, not all can fight, but most of the guys can fight. Most and the women.
Now, if you could give one piece of advice, a little golden nugget to any fighter that wants to be a boxer, what would you say, coming from the champ himself?
It'd be best, I say, probably never lose your cool. Never try to lose your cool too soon. But I probably lost my cool a lot, you know. So you learn from things, that's all.
Thank you so much for your time and being here and supporting Team Boxing League. Back to you.
All right, we'll get the money rounds going. Round 17 coming up. Miami up 10-9 on Philly here in Mega Brawl 4. Let's go back inside with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to begin the money rounds between the Miami Assassins and Philly Smoke here at Mega Brawl 4. Round 17 at super lightweight, Miami Florencia Britos, Philly Stacia Suttles.
The big question at the start of these money rounds here is how much work, how much damage did Stacey Settles do to the body of Florencia Britos? Will it pay dividends here in round 17?
We're so used to seeing Settles on the outside like this, jabbing, throwing the straight right hand. She got right on the inside and was digging that body of Britos. And we'll see if that is her continued strategy, or she feels, as you look at her gaudy numbers produced point-wise this season, pretty extraordinary.
And between the body work, between Britos fighting up in weight here, and between what you see on the left side of your screen, the increased power from Settles, if Britos is able to come out of this round not giving up multiple points, this is a massive win for Miami.
Yeah, very well put again. That's your second great astute comment about these two fighters.
Keep them coming out.
You're on a roll tonight, Justin. That's all I can say. And you know, we talked about Britos against this bigger woman, clearly Settles, more a natural 140-pounder. Britos is a very clever boxer and a really good technical fighter. So what she's going to try and do is deaden this round enough so that she can get through things.
Britos, 27 years of age. Originally from Montevideo, Uruguay, now lives and trains in Vegas. The southpaw trying to do what needs to be done in terms of avoiding any damage, as she might have gotten a right hand in on Settles on the counter.
Yeah, Britos is a very good counterpuncher, and we saw that earlier in the season when she scored a couple of big wins against aggressive fighters.
Tactical moves there. Gamesmanship from Britos. You know, it eats away 3, 4, 5 seconds on the clock.
You know, Britos doesn't mind being on the inside when she's not laying on the ropes, because then she's neutralizing the big power right hand from Settles. Against the ropes, though, she's in more trouble. And
it's counter left.
Yeah, Britos has a really good counter left hand. Britos has done some good offensive things in this round.
She has 30 seconds to survive, and if you think, you know, by saying that you're shortchanging Florencia Britos for the talent level that Settles has displayed throughout this entire season, really the last 2 years, yeah, it's pretty accurate. And it would be a big blow to Philadelphia if Settles doesn't pick up multiple points.
Yeah, and because of the strength and size, and Britos fighting a little bit out of her weight class.
This is a much better round for Florencia Britos than the previous.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That's it. Well, she may lose the round on paper, but that is a big win for Miami, for Florencia Britos.
And there were moments offensively for Britos where she did do some good counter punching, and we're going to see evidence of that there with the counter right hand. She snuck in some good counter left hooks as well. So while we think probably Settles won that round, there's no guarantee of that. We'll see.
TBO fans, the winner of round 17 by way of unanimous decision from the Philly Smoke, Stacey Settles.
Now the question is, with this tied up, can Philly run with it?
Our next round is brought to you by Climax Moonshine, Fire number 32, known to bring the heat. At heavyweight, round 18, Miami, Luis Ortiz, Billy Concha Nathan.
Second round of this Mega Brawl 4 between these two gentlemen. Luis King Kong Ortiz picked up the unanimous decision win over Concha Nathan in round 8. And they lock horns here with the championship event tied up at 10.
We always talk about fighters changing things when they face each other the second time. Concha Nathan came out as a lefty, although only stayed in that position briefly. And you could feel, oh, good counter punch by Concha Nathan.
Came back with the left of his own, and another one from the right side. And here's Kaja Nathan pressing forward on King Kong Ortiz.
I think he stunned Luis Ortiz, and we've seen Ortiz go down this season in TBL. Even though you see he's been a good point producer with knockout wins, but he was down once, and Kaja Nathan got his attention.
Nathan had a good strategy against Ortiz in the money rounds, but Ortiz came away with the win in that round.
Yeah, Ortiz is going to get a little bit more done offensively, but you see here, those punches...
Oh, another right hand from Nathan.
Those punches have made Ortiz less willing to try and run in to attack him. And remember, Ortiz, the 49-year-old, fighting for the second time. He hasn't done that only once or twice in this TBL season. Ortiz trying to land that straight left, which of course is his calling card.
Hesitant to come at him. He was hesitant to close that gap, and he did sting Kaja Nathan. Well, Nathan trapped along the ropes here.
That is not where Nathan wants to be. You don't want to stay in the ropes against Luis Ortiz.
Did the tide turn here in round 18? Another left hand launched by Ortiz, and another.
Well, he's landing some bombs, Ortiz, and Kaja Nathan, who took a couple good left hands in the first encounter between these two, is doing it again.
Under a minute to go in the 18th round. Philly 10, Miami 10. Championship on the line here in Mega Brawl 4. They exchange lefts and rights. Big windups as well. And I'm sure that won't be the last of them. Inside 30 seconds to go here in the 18th round.
Early in the round, Kaja Nathan hurting Ortiz, and then Ortiz coming back with some big straight left hands of his own. Who did more of that? That's the question.
These are very valuable seconds here in this round. Couple of shots to the body. Well, the way you described it was accurate out. The only problem was it was a singular sequence for each fighter.
Yes, and so what happened in between, I guess, may decide this match. This is toward the end of the round where Ortiz got, well, he got hit with a big counter right by Kaja Nathan, but he was also doing his own work. There's one of those straight left hands. That was a beauty. And that's the kind of straight left that we are accustomed to seeing fighters go down from when Ortiz hits them that way.
TBL fans, the winner of round 18 by way of split decision from Miami, Luis Ortiz. Round 19 at bantamweight, Miami, Hainate Tuitupo, Billy Lisandro Contreras.
Miami back with the slim lead after Ortiz completes the two-round sweep over Kaja Nathan. Now the question here for Philadelphia is, what type of adjustments will that young lady on the right hand of your screen make here in round number 18? Round 19, that is. As Lisandro Contreras fell in the opening round, will she make the necessary adjustments against Tuitupo?
And we've had 6 split decisions tonight. 3 have gone for Miami, 3 for Philadelphia. So just about even. And Contreras felt she won the first round that she faced Tuitupo in. And we'll see, again, as you point out, what she'll change, though, to gain the judges' approval.
Coming forward, it's Tuitupo, looking to make this physical, looking to make it a fight.
Well, Tuitupo is a volume puncher, and when she gets you in that position, she throws more normally, and that's what she did really in that first round. Now, the right hand was just landed. It was a big punch for Contreras the first time they met, and it is this time as well.
And she tags Tuatupo with that left hook. Tuatupo holding on. Some of that action being fouled by that jab for Lysandra Contreras. Oh, right hand coming through from Contreras. And the accuracy shooting up for Lysandra Contreras, the Rookie of the Year contender. There might have been a gash on the right side of the head of Tuatupo.
Contreras has eschewed the jab or the technique that she's known for, but it's just power punching and landing some big power punches against Tuatupo.
And there is blood dripping down the side of the face of Tuatupo as she eats another right hand from Lysandra Contreras.
You know, there's a minute left to go. It's not impossible for Contreras to add a point to this, the way she's landed some of those big power punches. This is the most we've seen Tuatupo get hit in TBL in a single round.
We were talking about the type of adjustments Contreras would make. I wonder at what point in this round did she say, hey, whatever, championship on the line, let's fight.
Well, and she's been so aggressive already, so it wouldn't be that much different than what she's doing, but she just has to see if she can land something that is more definitive.
Ducks under, moves to the right. Roughly 20 seconds remain in the 19th round. One thing Contreras has done well all year long is keep her head off the line. Does it here, gets it another right hand. Tuatupo continuing to show that toughness.
Well, Contreras came out power punching, and boy, she landed some good ones. Left hand you see a moment ago, and the right hand was ever present. And there's the overhand right that she got in. And occasional counter punching there by Tuatupo, but for the most part, it was Contreras offensively getting more done during the course of this round. They had a good exchange there in which both were landing.
TBL fans, the winner of round 19 by way of unanimous decision from Philly, Lysandra Contreras. If you're watching these athletes give everything in the ring, ask yourself, how can you supplement like them? Balance of Nature is offering 35% off tonight only with code TEAM at balanceofnature.com. Round 20 at super middleweight. Miami, Yusmel Ruiz. Philly, Diane DePestre.
Second go around of the night between Ruiz and DePestre, two Cubans who locked horns in the 13th round. Here they are in round number 20 with another tie in the overall team score.
And Ruiz winning a split decision against DePestre, a fight that DePestre really thought he won after that round. So it was a very intriguing matchup. And the second time Ruiz has beaten DePestre, and that one was close.
Yusmel Ruiz near the top in net points among super middleweights this season. And Ruiz turning up the gas here, firing away with DePestre along the ropes. Diane pushing Ruiz away.
DePestre was able to get some nice right hands in during that first encounter. And I think we're going to see him try to crank that punch up as this round goes forward. Ruiz also, though, has an excellent right hand.
Coming over the top, and the referee, Alicia Collins, really takes a dive.
These these two men are so similar in their styles that it makes for a fight in which they are mirror images of each other. And that's part of the reason why both men get some work done, but not always quite as much as they want.
Maybe the best throw of the round coming from Ruiz moments ago, a right hand. Straight shot, trying to pepper DePestre with that jab.
You know, in this round, Ruiz has been just a little bit quicker to get off the mark than DePestre, although there was two good right hands from him.
We have not seen the Philadelphia Smoke tested in this fashion all season long. Again, one of their closest events of the season did come against Miami, but they still came away victorious in the month of May by 6 points. They won it 20-14.
And you sensed in that match they were headed toward victory, even though Miami made it close. This has been a really good round. Both men landing some really nice shots. And DePestre has eaten into the edge that Ruiz had a little bit, I think, as this round's going on. How much, though, I don't know, and whether it's enough for him to win.
Two Cuban super middleweights trying to emerge victorious in their respective round and give their team an edge as this overall score is tied. Ruiz, DePestre fighting in the middle of the ring, and they fight to the bell. That was a good scrap in round number 20.
And again, both men feel they won it. There was a nice counter left hook toward the end from DePestre, a punch he kind of found in the second part of the round. Here's where Ruiz had DePestre against ropes. Not everything landing, but some are getting in, and that's a really good flurry for Ruiz. This will be an interesting decision. DePestre lobbying to the crowd and the corral that he won this fight. We'll see.
TBL fans, the winner of round 20 by way of unanimous decision from the Miami Assassins, Yusmel Ruiz.
Ruiz wins. Miami
Ladies
back in front, 12-11. 4 rounds away until the TBL Mega Brawl Championship belt is handed out. A 1-point event. Miami 12, Philadelphia 11, the Mega Brawl belt on the line. It will be handed out after the next 4 rounds as Miami leads in Mega Brawl 4. Time for round 21. Let's go back to Ray.
Round 21 at featherweight, Miami, Julie Gallegos, Philly, Shaquilla Ellis.
Well, with 1 point separating these teams, when you talk about styles and how they make fights out, buckle up, because this is a terrific round of contrasting styles, and you wonder who is going to come out on top between Gallegos, the rough and tumble type Julie Gallegos, against the more pointed, measured Shaquilla Ellis.
Ellis, a veteran. Gallegos, of course, the youngster, as you point out, only 19 years of age, who has kind of come of age during this TBL season. And this is a big challenge for her.
Early on, Ellis controlling the pace and really stalling Gallegos to start.
The Ellis jab, when she's on, and she normally is, that jab is a big weapon, and it's the kind of thing that, for a pressure fighter like Gallegos, can keep her at bay.
A good combo from Shaquille Ellis. First 45 seconds has been all Shaquille.
And the fight is being fought geographically for this first minute where Ellis wants it. Gallegos would like to be fighting off her on the inside and cranking up hooks to the body and the head. And she's not been in a position to do that.
Ellis continues to jab away and connecting here at close range now. Even when she's in the pocket, Ellis has had the upper hand. Another snap jab.
She has, and I was just thinking, Justin, that she has to kind of temper that, though, so that she doesn't give Gallegos a chance to get back in the fight. And if she does do it, don't do it the whole time.
Yeah, because the way she's positioned herself here, she's on easy street. At least that's how it looks.
From the outside. And when you're on the inside, you give Gallegos a chance to do that. But as you point out, Shaquille Ellis can fight at that range.
Yeah, she's saying, wait, don't forget about my other dimensions here.
Precisely, yeah.
And boy, what a round win this would be for Philadelphia, setting up a tie going into the final 3 rounds, which are so evenly matched.
This has been a textbook round for Ellis. Fighting at the range she wants, doing what she wants to do, and Julie Gallegos, and we saw it in the first fight, she can be a monster when she gets in, has not been able to get in the right punching range. And there you see some of that combination work by Gallegos. Not all that landing, but you can see how good she can be there. But Ellis tempers it with some
she landed a big right hand, did Shaquille Ellis. Gallegos covering up. Under 30 seconds to go here in the 21st round. And you credit Gallegos trying to make something happen here.
Julie Gallegos has an amazing chin. We've seen evidence of that during the course of this season.
Oh, what a combo from Ellis. Doing it out of range, coming inside and landing a 2-punch combo. Shaquille Ellis, potentially with a round to remember for Philadelphia.
Shaquille Ellis has provided us with some amazing performances. This one is one of them. She was picture perfect in this round against a youngster who is a very good pressure fighter, coming in with all kinds of expectations, trying to make this a big moment for herself, and it just never materialized because of this. The combination punching and the power of Shaquille Ellis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 21 by way of unanimous decision. From the Philly Smoke, Shaquille Ellis. Our next round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. Round 22 at featherweight. Miami, Victor Abreu. Philly, Josh Johnson.
3 more rounds to go. We have had 7 ties here in Mega Brawl 4. Philadelphia has not been able to hold the lead at any point since the 7th round when they were up 5-4.
And these 2 men who came into tonight even at 2-2, Josh Johnson got the edge by winning that last round, which was very, very close and probably could have gone either way. And now here they are again in a very pivotal round.
In the money rounds, each team won 4 rounds. Same story for the middle round. So far, Philadelphia has taken 3 of the first 5 rounds fought.
Josh Johnson, coming over from Nashville for this Mega Brawl, has already produced one important win for a Philly, and he'd like to do another one.
He came away with 2 wins and went back to Nashville. He'd have friends for life in Philly.
He sure would. Any Philly cheesesteak he wants, they're going to buy for him. And for Victor Abreu, who's been a very solid performer this year, with 13 wins, he is, you know, he really wants to get this win for his team. And I think the difference has been Josh Johnson's hand speed, which is always one of his major calling cards. It was in the first round, and to some degree, I think is here as well a little bit.
Feels like he blocked that straight right hand from Abreu.
Josh Johnson really wants to land that counter left hook as Abreu comes in. Just missed it a moment ago. And from Abreu's standpoint, he wants to get in there where he can get in punching range and run off some really good combinations, which he's capable of. And Victor Abreu likes it when he's coming forward and you're going back. Josh Johnson hasn't allowed that to really happen in this round.
.45 seconds remain in round 22. Philadelphia 12, Miami 12. MEGABRAWL 4 championship on the line as Josh Johnson tries to put Philadelphia in front for the first time since round 7. And Abreu getting the better of that sequence from Josh Johnson. Abreu doing a nice job rolling with that left-handed attempt from Johnson. This has been a good round for the Miami featherweight. Victor Abreu. Perhaps giving Miami the lead yet again.
Well, he feels she won it. Pretty close round, though. That one, I think that could go either way, but Abreu had some good moments in the latter part of the round. And here we see that right hand by Abreu. That was a good moment for him. That was toward the end of the round. And that was one of his best moments in the round.
TVL fans, the winner of round 22 by way of split decision from the Miami Assassins, Victor Abreu. Round 23 at welterweight, Miami, Darius Jackson, Philly, Isaiah Johnson.
Two more rounds remain. Miami up 13-12. And a very intriguing welterweight matchup here in the 23rd round. Darius Jackson for Miami. Isaiah Johnson going for Philadelphia. Jackson won his round early on in the launch round phase. Isaiah Johnson won his by split decision over Esteury Suero. Both highly skilled welterweights within this league.
And even though there was a gash for Jackson, he apparently is okay to compete here. And they are very similar. Tall, rangy lefties who are not monstrous power punchers, but beat you at range and do it with good straight left hands and jabs.
That gash maybe opened up a bit here at the start, so they did a good job containing it for this round, but Isaiah Johnson may have identified that target. Oh, there he was with that left hand. Johnson with terrific hand speed, and he lands the left.
you couldn't ask for a more intriguing matchup as we head down in this Mega Brawl that is still to be decided. Two men, mirror images of each other, each with the same kind of skill set, but Isaiah Johnson is, I think, kind of taking control of this round.
Came in 11-2 on the season. He has had a terrific campaign, one of the younger fighters for this Philadelphia Smoke squad at just 24 years of age. He's been a constant in the lineup. He's produced consistently. Already 30 career wins in 3 years in Team Boxing League.
And both his losses were split this season, so they were ones that could have gone either way. He has been very, very quick with his punching. Jackson has pretty good hand speed, but Johnson's is on another level, especially here tonight.
Can Johnson at minimum tie this up for the 24th round? There's a lot of fighters that you talk about with the Philadelphia Smoke. For some reason, Isaiah Johnson hasn't been among the first group of fighters out of critics' mouths. But they'll be talking about him here if he comes up with a big point in the money round.
That's a very good point. You hear more about some other fighters, despite the fact that he's put together so many wins this season. And he came up with, I think, the most important performance of his season right here.
Left himself exposed from that left hand from Jackson, but got out of the way. That was a good round for Isaiah Johnson. Came at an opportune time here in Mega Brawl 4.
Money Powell thinks he won, and so does Jesse Hart in the corral for Philadelphia. The hand speed of Johnson was impressive in that round, putting together some very good punches, and he and Jackson, there's the straight left hand. That was one of his signature punches in that round. And we'll see if the judges agree with our assessment.
We could be tied heading into the 24th round.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of round 23 by way of unanimous decision from the Philly Smoke, Isaiah Johnson.
And we are 13 all going into the final round of the year here at Mega Brawl 4. A huge win for Isaiah Johnson.
We are tied. Round 24 at Super Welterweight will be for the Team Boxing League Mega Brawl Championship. For the Miami Assassins, it is Yoelis Molina. Philly Smoke, Jason Moreno.
There have been 8 ties here tonight between Philadelphia and Miami, and we are tied at 13. 3 minutes to decide the championship in 2026. Jason Moreno, Yoelis Molina. Moreno recorded a knockdown rather, in round number 6 in a round. If you take it away out, felt like Molina had won.
That's what makes this so fascinating. With the final round to decide the season, we had a round in which it was decided by one right hand and changed. So we'll see how this one goes.
Will it be the 24-year-old Moreno? Lives in Philadelphia, originally from Newark, New Jersey, or will it be the 22-year-old Cuban, Yoelis Molina?
And Moreno just landed a very nice right hand in that exchange.
Everybody at War Memorial Auditorium on their feet. The corrals for both teams leaning over the ledge, watching closely as the season comes down to its final 2 minutes. You're going to get a reaction from every single minor move from each fighter. As they try to attack at close range near the ropes, now move back to the middle.
Molina has not been as much of a volume puncher in this first part of this round as he was in the last one that he faced Moreno, but Moreno hasn't been able to get that much done offensively either.
And in the opinion of these two judges with headsets here, it was the volume that seemingly separated Molina before he was knocked down by Moreno.
Yeah, absolutely true. And the question is...
There's a left hand from Molina.
Yeah, good straight left. We've had two really solid punches. That left from Molina and the right earlier from Moreno. And Moreno lands another right.
It was the straight right hand from Moreno that knocked Molina down back in their first round, in round number 6.
You can argue that this fight is very much up for grabs this round right now, and thus the entire championship.
Who will separate themselves over the last 30-plus seconds for the TBL championship in 2026? Yoelis Molina, Jason Moreno, Philly and Miami are tied at 13. And a good counter left from Yoelis Molina on the back foot. Season comes down to the final 15 seconds. Precious time coming off. Moreno tries to make the move. Mega Brawl 4 has concluded. Who will come out on top? It's left in the hands of the judges.
There's no question who Ruiz thinks won.
High drama as round 24 concludes.
Well, both men making their case. Moreno landed some nice right hands. Ruiz did more volume work in the second part of the round and landed a couple of big power punches. And here we see Moreno coming in. That was one of the nice right hands that Moreno landed. That was early in the round. And Ruiz, or that was actually, I think, later in the round. And Ruiz
Ladies and
had
gentlemen,
his moments.
before we announce the winner, let's give a round of applause to both teams, the Miami Assassins and Philly Smoke. The winner of round 24 by unanimous decision. And now, the Team Boxing League Mega Brawl champions. From Miami, Yoelis Molina.
A perfect season assassinated. Miami wins Mega Brawl 4, 14-13, the final. As the celebration starts in the middle of the ring, Yoelis Molina with the win via unanimous decision. And Philadelphia looks on as the Assassins capture the TBL championship. They're falling over one another in South Florida.
And for the second straight year, you see the look on the faces of Philly a moment ago. For the second straight year, they are disappointed. But for Miami, a very, very big win. Amazing performance.
Smiles on the faces of Lysandra Contreras. USS Cunningham in the ring as well. He played a big part of this season's puzzle. Unieski Gonzalez, rather, as Miami wins it 14-13. Team Boxing League champions in 2026. We'll be back with more. Team Boxing League brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods that you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com, use code TEAM, and start today. Miami TBL champs. Time now for our star of the fight, brought to you by Balance of Nature. Round number 24. It all came down to the final 3 minutes out.
Yeah, in which Yoelis Molina, who had lost earlier in the evening, being knocked down by Moreno, was able to stay the course, win all 3 minutes of this round, and create the win for Miami.
And there's the moment of euphoria as Miami announced as Team Boxing League champions in 2026. Let's go inside the ring at War Memorial Auditorium with Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final score, the Miami Assassins 14, the Philadelphia Smoke 13. The Miami Assassins are your Team Boxing League Season 4 Mega Brawl champions. The most valuable fighter of Mega Brawl from the Miami Assassins, Yoelis Molina. Here to present the Mega Brawl Championship from Team Boxing League, the CEO and visionary, Mr. Kevin Cassidy. And here to receive the Mega Brawl Championship, a part of the Miami Assassins ownership group, Jack Huberfeld. Kevin?
Thank you very much. I want to say congratulations to Miami. Listen, Philly is an unbelievable team. They had an unbelievable season, very hard-fought battle tonight. And I want to congratulate Herman Caicedo and the Huberfeld family, the ownership group, the Mega Brawl championship coach, Herman Caicedo.
Herman Caicedo, the head coach of the Miami Assassins, has said since day one, it is your goal to be Mega Brawl champions, and now here you are.
Yeah, first I want to thank, first and foremost, Kevin, Belinda, everyone involved that you really don't see on a day-to-day. It doesn't happen unless they're putting everything that they're doing behind this. Second, I want to thank all the substitutes that came in with 1 week's notice, 4 days notice. The ladies, Flo, Julie, the Lewis from other teams that could have said no, and they stepped up to the #1 team, Philadelphia. They got #1s, like they said, right? #1 all around. Everything's #1, #1, #1. Well, they lost tonight. So we had a couple substitutes. We fought hard. It was neck and neck, like everybody saw. 1 point finalized it. He's a superstar in my eyes. I'm very excited. I wanted this monkey off my back from the first time that we lost to Philly, and it's off now, so I can go to sleep now.
Let me turn it over to my colleague, Sofia Gutierrez, who is here with members of the Miami Assassins.
Yoelis, we were just talking in between rounds, and you were saying how you wanted to have fun, but of course, get that win, and that's exactly what you did. You solidified that win in that 24th round. Talk to me about the excitement and the emotions that you're feeling right now. Hablamos entre las rondas de que sí, claro, te tenías que divertir, pero obviamente la meta es ganar, y es justo lo que hizo el equipo de Miami Assassins. Cuéntame de las emociones que estás sintiendo ahorita, tú mismo y con tu equipo.
Yo le dije al equipo que confiara en mí porque yo iba a decidir esto. Porque me caía encerrado, pero dije, voy a mí, confía en mí, y se hizo. Aquí estamos, el equipo Miami campeón, como lo dijimos desde la primera pelea. ¡Acelere! ¡Miami! ¡Ri!
I told my team from the beginning of that round, don't worry, you guys, just trust in me, and that's exactly what I did. And look at us, Miami Assassins, we are the champions. Ray, back to you.
Thank you very much, Sophia. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Cassidy will present, and here are your Season 4 Team Boxing League Mega Brawl champions, the Miami Assassins!
Back in mid-May, Miami fell to Philadelphia by 6 points. It was evident, though, that Philadelphia was working with the advantage. And from that point, you heard Herman Caicedo talk about it. He had to endure, and every other team in this league had to endure Philadelphia throwing their weight around. They backed it up all the way up until this point, up until this night. And Caicedo, and look, in boxing, you don't mince words. He had the opportunity to throw it back at Philadelphia, and he took advantage as his team is the TBL champions.
Yeah, he really did. And you know what's intriguing to me about this is we had two dramas acting at the same time. We had Philly not wanting to have the same disappointment that they had against New York last year, and we had Herman Caicedo trying to get that monkey off his back. We knew one was going to happen. It turned out that Caicedo got his wish.
When you look back at this final, where are you going to say, hey, this is where Miami was able to neutralize this powerful Philly roster?
You know, I think my opinion is that the lefty Cuban squad, which ultimately got it done in Molina, they were very important, and Molina was able to secure that victory. And honestly, I don't know that there was a turning point, Justin, because it went right down to the wire and could have gone either way.
Yeah, we had 8 ties. Philadelphia unable to recapture the lead after that 7th round, which was very surprising. One point in the match where we thought they had the upper hand, Stacia Suttles. She won both her rounds for sure. She looked impressive doing so. She's had a fantastic season, but it did feel like extra points were left on the table there.
And ironically, if you wanted to point to a place, you might point to that fight where Britos was able to stay on her feet and not create an extra point situation for Philadelphia. That might have been one place, one of the turning points.
And the middle tier, the second line, if you will, for the Miami Assassins, they came away, they proved their point, and they made their mark in tonight's event.
One of them was Isaac Carbonell with that knockdown of Kevin Hart. And we talk about the fact that Hart, the captain of that team, who didn't have his best playoffs, that moment really was one that gave Miami a lot of impetus.
So the Miami Assassins, they get the job done. They are crowned TBL champs by winning Mega Brawl 4 by 1 point, 14-13. Really a walk-off win by that gentleman right there, Yoelis Molina. A unanimous decision win in round 24. Miami spoils a perfect season for Philadelphia and captures the Mega Brawl title in 2026. For Al Bernstein, for Gina Lucille, Sophia Gutierrez, our entire crew, I'm Justin Shackle. Miami, the champions in 2026.
Now, Victor, you guys have gone back and forth. Now, Victor, you guys have gone back and forth. How important is it to keep this momentum going, even if we're still in the launch rounds?
Come on!